So today, this week, I would like to start this series of what will become a CICD for creating and managing your firewall rules via your network source of truth that we are currently using Infrahub. And I've built the automation to integrate with FMC from Cisco. Okay, so what's the idea? We have here today on the Firewall Management Center one device that we're managing, and it has our device with the policy that was already created here, the alternate ops edge policy. And we are managing this. We can see like the two policies, the two rules that are inside here for this device. And we are managing this. How can I? Yeah, for port 443. And we are managing this with our source of truth. We're using the Infrahub, and I used from the schema that they provide for the security policy. So what I created here is one policy that we're using for the target device that we also created here. And I would like to extend this later so that we deploy this policy through a target location and also throughout our roles. So for example, if we are pushing a policy to our edge devices, to our edge firewalls, to our data center firewall, to our internal ones. Okay, so the idea is that we can manage the policies through our source of truth. And for example, this policy has two rules, and the idea would be that you can either change here on the main branch, or we are going to create a new branch called, for example, CICD Firewall. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to edit our policy here. After that, let's go to our to the first one. Let's say, for example, we're going to edit this rule, right? Okay, so let's say, for example, we're going to the destination service is going to be HTTPS and SSH, the one that we are editing, and we're just going to change it to deny. All right, so we are going to save it just for the sake of demonstration. All right, and we're going to create the change, right? So we have the change done only in this branch. We're going to go to the proposed change, create a new one, and we're going to create like a pull request, right? The proposed change from the firewall CICD to the main, right? Okay, so let's open CICD firewall. Okay, preferably you would have something more descriptive here, but let's keep it short. And you can see it's going to run some schema validation, the data that is going to change. You can already see here what is the rule and everything that's going to be changed. We're going to add the SSH, and it's going to change from permit to deny. Yeah, okay, let's go to the overview, and we're going to merge, right? Someone will approve, or you can create your own rules on this, and we're going to merge. All right, so after you do the merge, it will send a webhook to our GitLab. We have here the GitLab that's using the Infrahub Firewall CI/CD, right? So after this, we should, in a few moments, have the result from this. Let's see. So if we go naturally, yeah, it logged me out here because I'm using the same username that this is from the Cisco Always On sandbox. Let me create here, log in again. So every time the pipeline runs, it will log me out. Ideally, we would have a different user or something better, but this is what we currently have. So you see that after it ran, we now have the block and we have the two ports. And we can create and modify everything based on what we have in our source of truth, right? So we can define here the policies, create more policies, edit our rules, create new rules, edit new services, and so on. So the idea is that you can already see how your management would take effect. We can adjust it so that we can schedule a firewall change. Here I'm just putting it to run once you do the merge, okay? But on this series then, what we're going to see is this taking effect, how to build it, because we're using on this solution Terraform. So we are creating our own Terraform private provider. We are creating our provider based on the schema that we defined. So if you would like to run with the default that they have here from the security, yeah, it will already work. And I'm registering this to run against FMC. I'll be uploading later to support different vendors. We can go with Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and Fortinet. Okay, but this is for us to understand how to create this webhooks to run, how to create the CI/CD, how to create our own private library, how to expose it, how to run, and we'll go step by step. We already have a video on installing Infrahub. We're going to go from the beginning, installing the schema for the security policy, creating everything, using the FMC provider from Cisco, and hopefully this will be lots of fun, lots of learning. And guys, see you on the next one.